Aren't you tired of watching people lap you? Be honest. Don't you feel that burn in your chest when you see someone else doing exactly what you know you're capable of? That's not jealousy. That's the soul screaming. You scroll through content, hear the same recycled advice, and deep down, you know they aren't better than you. They just moved and acted while you hesitated. And every second you sit there doing nothing, you betray yourself again. You betray the part of you that wants to rise. You don't need more tips. You don't need more motivation. You need a reason to wake up already angry, already hungry, already out for blood. Because if you want to conquer this year, if you want to finally move on and stop being dragged by your past, you need to ignite the one thing they told you to suppress, your fury. And I'm going to show you how to use it, apprentice, step by step. But let me be clear, this is not for the delicate. If hearing the truth hurts your feelings, leave now. Let's begin. Step 1. Silence the noise. After a defeat, betrayal, loss, embarrassment, most turn outward. They scroll for distractions. They drown in advice. They seek pity. They whisper the same story of failure to 1,000 ears, waiting for someone to validate their weakness. That is not the way forward. That is the way to rot. The first step to moving on is the purge. Silence the outside world. Not all content is power. Not every voice deserves entry into the mind. Each podcast, each book, each motivational voice becomes a competing general on the battlefield of the brain. And what army wins a war when it serves 10 masters? Choose one mission, one voice, one master. Let that voice become your own. Or silence everything until you remember what it sounds like. From this stillness, rage sharpens. Now, you must direct it. Step 2. Use your anger. Anger is not the enemy. It is a compass, a useful weapon forged in the furnace of truth. Most are conditioned to fear it, to tame it, to suffocate it beneath smiles and false serenity. Society preaches pacification as virtue. Calm down, move on, forgive. But suppression does not heal. It infects. Pain silenced becomes poison. Anger ignored becomes cancer. And slowly, the fire that once roared becomes a smoldering ash buried under weakness. So listen, but not to the ache of the wound. Wounds lie. They beg for comfort, for retreat. Wrath speaks differently. It doesn't whimper. It commands. Anger says, this must change. This must burn. This must never happen again. That voice is not immaturity. It is sovereignty. It is the will declaring war on powerlessness. To feel rage is to know something sacred has been violated, and to ignore it is to betray the part of the self that still believes in becoming more. One must know not to indulge in emotion, but sharpen and perfect it as a source of power. The wound whispers about what happened. Anger roars about what must be done. Darth Malgus once said,
"Peace is a lie. That is what they whisper in the shadows while the galaxy burns."
And that is what they whisper in the minds of the defeated. Stay calm, stay small, stay silent. But peace is the chain, and your wrath must be the blade. However, you must not become addicted to anger, no. Become fluent in it, study it, channel it. Let it become a voice that speaks with clarity, not chaos. The beast must be trained, not caged. Step 3. Turn anger into action. Once the voice of anger is heard, clearly without distortion, it must not be pacified. It must be moved, not in tantrum, not in reckless violence, but in motion, directed, deliberate. destructive only to what stands in the way. Action is the altar upon which anger is transfigured into dominance. Most make the fatal error of waiting until they feel better before they act. They wait to be healed, to be calm, to be sure. But power does not wait for peace. The wise do not fix emotions. We wield them. Let the fire push the blade. Let the rage finish what peace never could. Darth Sion, the Lord of Pain, once said,
I am the end of all things. I am the shadow that consumes the light.
He was broken in body, yet bound himself together through sheer hatred, not because he wanted to feel better, but because pain gave him purpose. He acted through the wound. He moved with the fury. This is not about appearing calm to appease others. It is about becoming dangerous and moving with precision. The one who strikes from stillness is not calm. He is coiled, composed, controlled. That is not serenity. It is superiority. Step 4, go all in. The final step is total detonation. Forget what they told you about giving it time. Forget how long it should take. Forget the staged process of healing they preach to the weak and emotionally addicted. Time does not heal. Time preserves the wound, keeps it warm, keeps it breathing, makes it part of your identity. Time turns pain into a lifestyle. But power comes from a clean, merciless severing. True recovery is not gentle. It is violent. It is decisive. You do not walk away from the wreckage. You ignite it. Burn the letter. Block the number. Delete the old photos. Quit the job. Shatter your limits. Build the new body. Forge the new path. Start the mission that leaves your old self choking in the dust. The only closure that exists is conquest. Do not wait to feel ready. That is the lie that keeps you in chains. Readiness is forged in the act itself, not before. The past has no leash unless you hand it one, so destroy the timeline. Rip the expectation of recovery apart and replace it with movement. Now, not later, not next week, not when the stars align. Now. If this holocron resonates with you, please like and subscribe so I can bring you more powerful Sith lessons.